tried a lot of milky toners, but today I'm going to be ranking them from my favorite to my least favorite. Hi everyone, my name is Alex. We're back in this setup. We're doing another ranking video. I feel like I promised this a long time ago. This is the milky toner ranking list that I'm going to be coming up with. There's no particular order to these products, and I'm just kind of going on a whim based off of what products work best for me. Something beautiful about what I do with skincare is it's a very personalized experience. There are tons of creators who have bad experiences with certain products. There are tons of creators who have amazing experiences with products that don't work for me. I'm very proud of the journey that I have had on this channel and my experience with acne and sharing that with you all. I feel like it's grown a lot of great connections. That has nothing to do with milky toners, but I always feel sentimental when I'm doing these styles of videos because they are truly some of my favorite to do. With that being said, this is my personal ranking list. I'm going to be describing each of them. Just because something doesn't work for my skin type doesn't mean it won't work for yours. I'm going to try to give a depiction of who I feel like a product is designed for, and then I'm going to rank it based off of how I like it and if I would repurchase / use it. And it's going to be a long video, so let's get one of these going. Oh, I think I combined all of the milky toners that I have tried. I apologize if I missed any. I tried out a lot of milky toners. I was intentional with not including watery toners. If you all want a video over that, comparing some milky and watery toners, please let me know. I try to respond to comments as best as possible. So if there's any that I forgot or any that I need to add to this list, I will try to do so in the comments. I think I got all of that out of the way. Let's dive into this video. Starting off strong, we have Prequel's multi-acid milk. This is a unique glycolic acid milky toner that's pretty simple, very nourishing and light on the skin, a little bit more gentle of a higher concentration of an AHA style product. One of the few milky toners on this list that I would be more careful with because glycolic acid is at a higher concentration. I'm not personally a skincare expert. I always recommend consulting with a dermatologist as I do, and I listen to skincare experts. When it comes to the information that I share, I would start slower with this product. Even though it was very gentle for me, I'm able to tolerate it a little bit more. What I think Prequel does best at is the values. All of their products have amazing value, and this toner is no different. I think that this is gonna go in A tier because ultimately affordability, texture, feel, how it performs, it's a really good milky toner and it's something I would reinvest in. It's great for the body, it's great for the face, and it's something I would see myself investing in if I did need to use a chemical exfoliant like glycolic acid. It's something I don't use as frequently, but it is something I love on my face and my body, and so I feel like it needs to go A tier because the ingredients, the feel, everything about it is amazing and really luxurious. Ooh, okay. Holy grail of mine for a while that has since been replaced. Rhode's glazing milk is one of the most surprisingly worked well for my acne prone skin, given that it has coconut in here. This is one reason why I don't really subscribe to using pore clogging ingredients. I don't do that anymore, at least, because I've learned more about the studies that go into that and how it's not foolproof. This was one of those instances where coconut was a pore clogging ingredient, but it wasn't something that caused acne with me. In fact, I think the zinc in here, the linoleic acid rich technology really worked well to balance my skin. But here's where we go for the downfall. Rhode is so expensive. Some of their products are worth it. However, this toner, they have recently gone through shrinkflation with. They have raised the price and lowered the amount that you get. I already feel like that Rhode was a more luxury skincare brand, and there are way better options on this list. I love the finish that it gave. I loved everything about it before a few alternatives that I'll mention later came out. I'm gonna rank it B tier. I'm not really sure where the tier list lines up. If you've watched my ranking videos before, you know it gets a little fuzzy in here. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear. It is one thing that's like, if it was on sale, maybe I would invest in it, but even on sale, I just don't feel like it is as worth it as some milky toners on this list. I will talk about a comparison later to the bubble because that is the one that I feel like is product alternative. I don't really believe in dupes. It is not a dupe whatsoever because it's not the same formula, doesn't utilize the same ingredients. Rhodes does have an added balancing complex in there that the bubble doesn't. There is a purpose for it. It is better if you've tried a lot of more milky toners and you're wanting a richer viscosity. I would recommend trying the bubble first because even though it didn't have the same benefits, I noticed some similar things with my skin. Did everything that I looked for in the Rhode, and so it's going in B tier. I loved it before there was another alternative to it. Next is Purito's pdrn and oat toner. I love that they utilized vegan pdrn because even though regular pdrn worked for my skin, I feel like the vegan alternative worked better more long term. I feel like regular pdrn kind of didn't work as well for my acne prone skin long term. It's a case of where I was nourishing my skin way too much, where I was noticing just little bumps coming up on my face. It's good if you're wanting a restorative treatment, but not necessary in a skincare routine. I like that they went for the vegan approach. I will say this is a more simple toner from this list, which is not bad. If you have more sensitive or sensitized skin, or you're wanting to go for a more minimal routine, this may be ideal for you. With me, I do like to get a little bit more out of my skincare products. Even though this is a great value, it's nothing revolutionary. I'm changing the ranking around. I think C tier is gonna be utilized by Rhode, and it's gonna be just where there are way better alternatives to it. I think I finally mapped it out in my head. We just came to the conclusion. We're tapping our head. Here we go. Purito's toner I would put in the B category because it worked really well for my skin. I feel like when it is in my skincare rotation, I enjoy it for its simple ability to soothe and nourish the skin. It's a little bit more light of a milky toner. There are better alternatives that I would see myself turning to on this list, but it's one of those products that if it were in my routine, if it were sent to me, if someone gifted me this product, I saw this product on the shelf, I would reach for it, but just when my skin is sensitized and just when I'm looking for a more minimalistic approach. Simple skincare is good. It is something that is needed in a lot of people's routines, but when it comes to me and my routine, I like to get a little bit more out of my skincare products, especially lining it up with some of the products on this list. I feel like there are some more multifaceted options that could act as a better alternative for my skin. Still wonderful though if you have more sensitive skin and you're wanting a more simple approach. Equal Reaction Cactus Ceramide Fortifying Milk. I love this product. It is a little bit more watery. I like it because it's a fortifying milky toner. It's a little bit more balancing for the skin. Equal Reaction is one of the instances of a brand who is smaller, doesn't have the budget of a lot of the brands on this list, but still makes one of the most hard-hitting formulas that I have tried. From my perspective, I feel like this is S tier, and it's just because I have repurchased this product a couple of times. I use this product off and on in my routine in a very soothing, skin barrier nourishing, but yet balancing for my acne prone skin routine. I think this is S tier for me. Honestly, they have loaded this product down. Ectoin, they have panthenol, babusiol, they have so many ingredients that have worked well to soothe my acne prone skin. And I feel like if you are someone with acne, this would be a good option to turn to. Also, I don't feel like the $26 price point is bad considering the level of ingredients in here, the nice packaging. Everything from Equal Reaction is really a slap in the face to a lot of these bigger brands who have the budget, who have the means, but still do not deliver in product performance. And that's not to shade any brand specifically. That's just something I've noticed with a lot of bigger brands. They're focused on the money versus the formulation, the science. Equal Reaction is science-backed. It is trusted by so many experts and is truly a brand I hope gets the attention it deserves this next year. Ooh, Haruharu's Barrier Essence. such a great product. I love the rice complex in here. Little bit of a mid-weight milky toner. I will say Rhode's is heavier, Purito's is about on par with it. This is a little bit more nourishing than the Purito and a little bit more nourishing than the other options on this list. My wintertime dry skin loves this product. This is a great reminder that I need to reinvest in it because I do feel like it is really worth it considering the level of ingredients that are in here. I feel like though, comparatively, I'm looking at the options, there are a couple more options that I feel like would be more budget friendly, but this is still a wonderful option. Ooh. I like this milky toner for the primer based feel that it gives your skin. It made my skin feel instantly soothed. It gave a smooth base for makeup, sunscreen, whatever I followed with this product. It was just so softening. I've got to put this S tier as well. I'm gonna put it behind the equal reaction because I use it less frequently. Not necessarily an everyday, every season skincare product for me, more just situationally when I'm really dry. But if you struggle with dry skin, if you struggle with bumpy skin, if you struggle with needing a richer level of nourishment to your skin, give this product a try. It is so amazing. I use cholesterol, a fatty lipid complex. It worked for my acne prone skin. It was a richer milky toner that has worked for my acne prone skin. So I ultimately feel like it is amazing. It's S tier. It's the definition of what I look for in a more rich milky toner. So yeah, that's perfect. I was on the fence of whether I would put Dr. Ceruracle's Vegan Tea Essence on this list because it is a little bit more of a watery milky toner, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I could categorize that as a milky toner. The viscosity is just really low on it. I love this product. When I'm talking about it by itself or when I'm talking about needing a light level of nourishment to the skin, I will go for this. This is a great Korean toner, especially if you're looking for anti-aging benefits, which gets me into why I'm going to rank it the way that I am. I don't view anti-aging and the skin concerns that this treats as my go-to daily skin concerns. It's more situational. It would be great if you're looking for a lightweight way to hydrate, to nourish, to deliver the benefits of this essence with its anti-aging properties as well to your skin. It's just not my top skin concern. I'm going to put it in the B category because it worked for me. It did the job, it did everything it needed, but it is also more expensive comparatively to some of the other watery toners that I'm going to be talking about on this list. It is a great product. Everything I said still lines up. It is a little bit different talking about products like this whenever they are lined up with all of these others because there are products that I love on this list, but they just didn't stand out as much, or when you compare them to the other products, this is just where they fall. Farmacy's Honey Milk Essence was one that I loved when I tried it, but given I was fairly new to trying out milky toners and essences when I was trying out this product has faded in the background for me. It really is not something that I find myself wanting to invest in anymore. It's okay, it has great soothing properties. Do I feel like you could get those from the Equal Reaction, the Haruharu, the Purito? Yeah, I feel like this is just a little bit expensive, a little bit more than I would like to pay for a day-to-day milky toner. So it's gonna go in C category. It worked for my skin. It did everything it needed. It didn't cause acne. It was fine. I mean, it did everything it needed. It is not a vegan option. It has honey in it, so just be mindful of that. The price is just not the best for the value, in my opinion. It's a very controlled dispense. I remember that. It was quite annoying. That was just personal use of this product. It was very hard to dispense this product. That's really all I remember about it. It was it was soothing. I remember it worked for my skin, but it just wasn't the best. I feel like there are some better options on this list that I would at least try first before this product because it's just a case of where the price point is hurting it. Fenty Skin Milky Toner, I think this is their Fat Water Milky Toner, broke me out like crazy. I was experiencing breakouts for a couple of weeks. I was recovering from this product. It was rough for a little while. It D tier. Nuh-uh. Not messing with it. May work for some people's acne prone skin, not this one, not me. This was the product that I think I remember talking about trying a Fenty skin hydrating product that broke me out. It was this one. This was not the one. Byoma's Hydrating Milky Toner. Spoiler alert, is going at the top of this list. It is S tier, highest placement that I can get. There we go. Highest placement for a milky toner, because ultimately I think Byoma changed the game with milky toners. Making this so budget friendly, making this packed with ceramides, polyglutamic acid, cica, I mean, checks off all of the boxes for what I look for in a milky toner, and it was one of the first ones that I tried. I think Fenty Skin was a first, Farmacy was a first. This was the first really affordable milky toner that I tried that I was like, whoa, this is a game changer. As someone with acne prone skin, I rid off hydrating skincare products for a little while. I went through a phase where I thought I didn't need to nourish and hydrate my skin. I think that was before I started posting content. I got more into it, and it's funny to see how much I've learned over the years. I love being able to look back and do that. I didn't realize the impact of this product when I was reviewing it, and it's been something I've repurchased multiple times. It's a lot of times my first venture that I go to whenever people ask me, I have acne prone skin, I'm wanting a little bit of hydration, a little bit of nourishment. I have recommended this product for a lot of my friends, and they love it equally as much as I have. This is an impactful milky toner, and I feel like it was really defining of price points, of ingredient lists. Byoma is a blueprint for what I feel like a lot of brands should do. It's one of those cases where a brand has gotten hype that it deserves, and I mean, it speaks to how well the brand is doing and how well the brand has done. I don't know if anything's gonna top that. We will see, but amazing product. Now here's a product I haven't talked about in a while. Thayers Milky Toner is a more simple approach that primarily highlights snow mushroom. Personally, an ingredient that has worked good for my acne prone skin, but I have seen hit or miss on that. So just keep that in mind if you are sensitive to that. I would obviously not recommend this. In my personal ranking, I think the biggest standout of this product is the value for what you get, and also the simplicity of it. It's a little bit better of a value than, say, the Purito. I do see myself using it a little bit more. I feel like it's a good product, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's something that I don't use as frequently, but if I just need a really light, soothing approach to the skin, that's when I'd recommend this. It's more lightweight, has a nice dewy finish to the skin, but is not too much. I'm ranking it also for accessibility and ingredients that personally work well for my skin. I feel like it was an impactful formula, but I haven't thought about it enough. And so I'm a little mixed on it. I feel like it is a good, simple primer-based product that I would see myself using, and I would see myself repurchasing if I needed a more simple approach. I do feel like I'm gonna move it down to B tier, because the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm kind of realizing if someone handed me this product, I would go for it. It's a little bit simple compared to some of the options on this list. Not a bad thing. Just for me, I feel like the others in A and S tier are just a lot more impactful in my routine. This is something that is kind of like the Purito. If someone handed it to me, I would use it. I'm not sure I would go out of my way to repurchase it, but it is a more simple approach and utilizes some very nourishing, hydrating ingredients that suit the skin very impactfully. It's just not something I've gravitated towards a ton after using it. I finished the bottle. I was lucky enough to have it sent to me. It worked great for my skin, but it is an instance of it was okay. It did everything it needed. I feel like B is just does everything it needs, solid staple, wouldn't necessarily go out of my way, but it is still impactful. You know, I haven't thought much about Anua's Rice 70 Milky Toner. It is still good. I enjoy it, and it's a good formula. Pretty standard ingredients that they highlight. I mean, the callouts are niacinamide, ceramides, on par with the rest on this list. I'm feeling like it's B tier because it's another instance of, it's a decent product. I feel like there are better products from the Anua rice collection, like their serum, that were more impactful for me. Very lightweight. I feel like it would be designed for just normal to combination skin because it was a little bit more balancing, but yet still had a good finish to it. It was light, a little bit glowy, dried down nice, but not something that I've thought about a ton, if I'm being honest, and I think that's really speaking to say the milky toner market is very saturated. It's not that Anua's is bad, it just didn't do enough to make it stand out for me. I feel like it's B tier, it's solid, it's simple, it does the job. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a more simple approach. I mean, it's pretty on par with Purito's toner. I feel like Haruharu's was a little bit more of a hit in terms of milky toners from this, but that's just my personal ranking. It is still a good option, and I think it's good for what it is. It does everything it says it's going to do. Just for my skin concerns, I feel like the others on this list line up a little bit better. It's just an okay product for me. Naturium took their time releasing this milky toner. They were probably one of the last ones to release a milky toner, and I could not be more happy with their approach of making a brightening product linked in with a milky toner, marketing it perfectly, making it a more moisturizing way to treat dark spots with licorice root and an azelaic acid derivative that I feel like we need to see more azelaic acid in milky toners. Hello, let's lock in, let's get it. This is S tier for me. I would say it's situational. I would not use this as a sole azelaic acid concentration. I would more use this when you're wanting to enhance the benefits or use azelaic acid in a more gentle complex. I personally used it to work in unison with my already existing azelaic acid routine, and it was the perfect enhancement to get an extra benefit of brightening to the face. Also helped with acne, helped with redness, helped soothe my skin. Like I said, azelaic acid is not necessarily the most standout feature about it, but with the complex, it is a great addition to soothe, to calm, and to brighten the skin. They have licorice root in here. They have soothing benefits. Such a great milky toner. I feel like it is one of the holy grails that will be with me for a while. This is the newest milky toner I've tried. Bloomeffects' new milky toner is a recent addition and was actually the reminder that I needed to make this video. I love this product. It is more of a luxury, more of a splurge, but I'm going to put it in A tier because of the purifying ingredients. I like the complex they chose to include in here. Floral extracts have worked really well for me to soothe my skin with colloidal oatmeal, along with the biphase oil and water blend and green tea. And I haven't spent as much time with this, so I definitely need a little bit more time to see if it will make it into S tier. I will say the price point is a little bit extreme for it, but it is something that has worked well specifically at night during fall. I'm using it at the moment. It's starting to get colder out and using it both day and night. I like that it's balancing and also clarifying to the skin. I feel like that is one of the standouts of this product, and I like the ingredients. I feel like it's just worked really well for my skin. This could be a recency bias. This ranking right here could be a recency bias. In a year, I could not feel the same way about it. I don't know. This is the most recent one that I've tried. It's been really working well for me. I feel like it has some benefits that make it stand out. They're saying at the moment it's a limited edition launch. I hope that is not the case. Bubble really made Rhode less impactful to me with this Cosmic Silk Toner. Like I said, I do not believe in one-for-one dupe products. I feel like every formulation is different, every ingredient list is different, everything that brands choose to do are different in formulas. This is the closest comparison that I have found to the Rhode and did everything I needed out of it. It was actually a little bit more lightweight than the Rhode, but I felt like that made it more beneficial for my skin at the time of trying it. Ultimately, for the price point and everything, I'm also gonna put it in S tier just because it truly has worked well for my skin. It's a little bit more simple, utilizes linoleic rich ingredients that still worked to balance my skin along with hydrate it, and had a little bit more of a rich milky texture, but more lightweight than say the Rhode. It really does check off all the boxes. If you're looking for a simple hydrating toner and needing something a little bit more nourishing than the Byoma, this would be the way to go. It's a little bit more rich than the Byoma hydrating toner, but on the flip side of that, it does have coconut in it. Hasn't proven to be an issue with me, but if it was an issue with you, I would turn to the Byoma after you tried this. Okay, Ilia. I had to make sure this product was still on the market because Ilia, this product I think is $54. $54. And I usually don't like to scrutinize brands for how much their products cost because there's a lot that goes into that. But with this, I'm bored. But I would not pay $58. Okay, I just checked. It's $58. I would not. Hang on. I just thought of a milky toner that I forgot. If you need proof I had ADHD, there you are. We're back. I would not invest in this product. I don't see a point for it personally myself in my routine. I really don't think this is gonna be worth your value, worth your money. I always tell you where I would put my money, and that's where this honesty is coming from. I would say if you tried out this product, at least try out a couple more milky toners first. I don't see a point in investing in this product unless it's just your holy grail, unless you love it, unless you're like, ooh, I would not start with it because, I mean, even no matter how long it lasts, $58 for a milky toner is, especially when you need to be consistent with skincare. It's not an active, it's not treating anything. There are plenty of skincare products that can hydrate your skin, and it was just so lackluster to me. It really didn't show much with my skin. So I was saving the B tier for when a product broke me out. This didn't break me out. I just did not see a point in investing in it. So it's D tier for me. It's D tier. I try not to rule products out. I try really hard because everyone's skin is different. Everyone's skin loves different things, and every formulation is different. I will say I noticed a lot of similar benefits to almost every other toner on this list. I was viewing Rhode as a more budget-friendly alternative to this product. I'm glad where we are with milky toners, because the good thing about something being a trending ingredient or a trending style product is there's gonna be about 1 million of them that you can choose from. Moving right into Laneige's Cream Skin Toner. I'm really torn about this product because I love it. It's continued to work great for me. I haven't used it as much in the summer because it is more of a heavier weight toner to me. I now have mist versions of this, which you can use any of these milky toners as a mist, I'm pretty sure. You just would have to change out the cap and figure all of that out, figure out the science there. But marketing a Soul Skin Hydrating Face Mist as a completely different product, even though it's the same thing, it is a good product. I am gonna put it in B tier because it is more expensive. I need to move it up. It's a little bit more. I do think it's the top of B tier because it's a really good product. It had ingredients that personally worked for my acne. It's a fragrance-free Laneige product, but it's an instance of when you line it up with everything else on this list, it's just something that I wouldn't reinvest in first. But if it's on sale, if I have this product, or if it were in front of me, I would use it because I love it. That price tag is just pretty steep. I will say it did last a fairly long time, but I do feel like there are some better options on this list if you're wanting a more budget option. I know a lot of people have struggled with redness, have struggled with acne, and they've been able to use this toner. I have been very fortunate that a lot of toners on this list have worked for my acne-prone skin, but I know that's not the case with everybody, so it could be a good option for that. It's like that mid-level price point, kind of, that I would see a point in investing in this, especially if it works well for your skin. And I could see myself investing in it more more in the winter months. If you have dry skin and you're needing a heavier weight toner, that is exactly what I'm From's Rice Toner is. Saw better benefits from the Haruharu. The I'm From is designed for those really dry days. It is, I think, one of the richest viscosity-wise and heaviest weight toners on this list. I'm gonna put it right next to the Anua. I feel like those two are interchangeable, just depending on what skin type you have and what you're personally struggling with at the time. I feel like there is a purpose for both of them in the skincare routine at different times and at different seasons. I'm From is something I would see myself going for when I'm really dry. There are days where my skin feels crackly. I would go for a style of product like this. It's gonna deliver that really fast nourishment. I did personally like the Haruharu better. It had a little bit more impact on my personal skin and I enjoyed it a little bit better, but it still would be good for really dry skin. We're gonna keep Dr. Jart's very simple. It broke me out. No. I was sensitive to the olive oil, I think, or something in this formula that caused me to break out. The Ceramidin toner has worked well for a lot of people, and I was not one of those people. Eadem's Cashmere Peel Toner is another one of these instances of an exfoliating milky toner, but coming loaded down with amazing ingredients. Has azelaic acid, tranexamic acid, PHA, gentle AHA, very good complex exfoliating serum. When you're struggling with discoloration, texture, post-acne discoloration, I feel like I saw a lot of those benefits with this product in a really soothing formula. I am gonna put it in A tier because it is still something that's an investment. I feel like I would invest in it, but it's not something that I keep on hand every day. It's something very situational for me and something that I go to when I'm looking for a little bit more of a complex product. And it's super lightweight at that. I like these more light exfoliating yet milky approaches, especially this one because of the balancing ingredients. If you've struggled with a lot of sensitivity to other chemical exfoliants, I would recommend at least trying this. I think it would be a great option. It's a little bit more complex, still very considerate of the skin barrier. The Ordinary Sacchromyces toner is such a great formula. It is something that didn't personally break me out, mimics an active style exfoliant to the face, and is something that I use more frequently, but still delivered some of the same benefits that a more potent active would deliver. And the price point is amazing. Here's my thing. I don't use it as often as, say, Naturium's. All of the products on S tier, it's more situational for me, more when I'm dealing with a lot of dry skin. I think I'm gonna put this at the top of A tier because I love the value, I love the technology, the active-free technology they utilize in this, and I feel like it is very skin barrier loving, but also designed for more sensitive and sensitized skin, soothing, yet showed some great benefits. So that's why it's going in A tier. It's not something that's personally speaks to my skin concerns at all times. Like when I think of S tier, those are all products that speak to my skin concerns that really cover everything I needed in a milky toner, and I could see myself using them every single day. A tier, more situational products that I've been loving. So I think that that is where The Ordinary lies. Still a great product if you struggle with a lot of dryness and a lot of texture on your skin, and you struggle with some sensitivity to some more harsh exfoliants. There's a lot of more purifying milky toners on the market now, but Beauty of Joseon's was one of the first one to integrate kaolin clay to their formula, making it a more really oily skin milky toner, which is, I think, the only on this list that I would recommend for really oily skin because of the kaolin clay in here. And personally myself, I struggle with that in the summer, so it is going in the A tier. Here's the thing. I did personally like the Bloomeffects better than the Beauty of Joseon, just because of my experience with kaolin clay. It is something that can be a little bit more drying than I would like for everyday use. The Bloomeffects more utilizes ingredients like green tea and some more soothing ingredients, while the Beauty of Joseon focuses on purifying and a little bit more light of an oily skin toner. I don't get that oily. I feel like the Bloomeffects does everything it needs, but if you struggle with really oily skin and you're still wanting to hydrate it to help balance some oil production, I feel like the Beauty of Joseon's is a beautiful way to go. Tirtir's Milk Skin Toner is so amazing. It's very lightweight, and this is where I struggle because it's such an amazing product and it worked great for my skin. It is a little bit more expensive retail value, and it's not something I have invested in as much. And so I think I am gonna put it in B tier. And may I just say, this is the perfect opportunity to say B tier is not the category that says this is a bad product. D tier is just the only products that I personally didn't enjoy and that I personally would not recommend. B tier to me is more, it's a great product. It were handed to me, or I would use it if I had the opportunity to use it again, but I'm not sure I would go out of my way to repurchase it like I would S and A tier. Even though I do love B tier. Like, I have a special place for a lot of these products in my heart, and Tirtir is one of those that's very lightweight. It's almost not even there, but yet super nourishing internally, and I feel like that's what makes it stand out. I do want to try out their light milky toner because a lot of you recommended that, and I feel like I may like that more. I felt like the original was pretty lightweight, so I don't know how it's going to compare to that formulation, but I still need to try that out. I would still recommend Tirtir's. It is a great complex and it utilizes rice. There's just like a section in B tier of all toners that I could see kind of complementing each other and being the alternative for each. I'm From's is richer, more for dry skin. Tirtir's I feel like could be for more normal combination. Oily leaning, I would be careful with oily skin. They do have the lighter option that I haven't tried, but it may be more suitable for oily skin. About on par with similarity with how they feel and how they perform. It's not bad. I do like the other options above it better just for my personal skin, but it's still a good primer-based product. It's a great softening toner that provide a nice finish to the skin. Makeprem's Comfort Me Essence is more of a simple approach, and I appreciate that. I do feel like this is gonna go at the top of B tier for me, just because I do see myself reinvesting in it. It's one of these really good milky toners when it's alone, but when I pair it with the other toners on this list, it does fade a little bit for me. But I will say, as someone who has acne-prone skin, I appreciated the simplicity of this ingredient list, and I do feel like it worked well for my acne. It does have ethahexyl palmitate in it, and I think that has been an ingredient that could cause breakouts, so just be mindful of that. It wasn't an issue with me, but just something to keep in mind. It worked for my acne-prone skin. It has panthenol, maticasticide, pretty simple ingredient list attached to it that I feel like out of all the ones that it's above, I would repurchase this one first because it is not a bad price point. It does have a unique kind of milky water gel texture. It's pretty unique. I feel like it would be good if you want a lighter weight milky toner that's not as watery. It has a little bit of thickness to it, almost like a gel cream, but still technically classified as a milky toner. I feel like it is hard hitting with simplicity. It's getting hard. It's getting really difficult to compare these because all of them on row B, I could see myself investing in at some time, but they're just not as impactful for my personal skin as S and A. These videos get so difficult. It is so hard to compare skincare products because I see a purpose for a lot of them and I see a purpose for them in many different skincare routines. With this one, if you like a more gel style product to a milky toner, that's when I'd recommend it. I feel like that was the biggest standout of it, that and the simplicity of the ingredients. Now the milky toner that I forgot, that I could not believe I forgot, but I think it's because they market it as a moisturizer, is Prequel's Half and Half. peptides, ceramides, I think those are the two halves that they combined with this. It's a little bit more of a simple formula, but I love brings up the concept of using this product as a moisturizer or a lightweight milky toner. You could truthfully do that with any of these milky toners. If you have more oily skin and you're looking for a lighter weight moisturizer, use one of these milky toners. I do it in the summer all the time. Sometimes I don't need as heavy, and so I'll just go for a lighter weight milky toner like this and be covered. I did do that with the Prequel. I feel like this could be an alternative to the Laneige cream skin toner. I feel like that is why I'm gonna put it to the back of A tier, because I do like the simple approach they took with this. It worked well for my acne. I'm gonna put it at the top of B tier, actually, because it's not something I have reinvested in as much, but it does still leave a little bit lighter weight for a milky toner, but heavier weight for a moisturizer slash final step product. They defined this as a moisturizer, and I did find it to be thicker in terms of viscosity, but it is still lighter weight comparatively. It does have a nice weight to it that I feel like is pretty balanced. For any skin type, you just use it differently based on how you need it. You could go in with heavier moisturizer over this, you go in with nothing except sunscreen over this. It's truly a build your own path. I feel like it's not as standout as the other products like S and A tier, but B, I feel like that feels right for it. That feels right for it. I think that it's a product I would see myself going for in the summer as a lightweight moisturizer, but there are some better options on this list. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the Laneige cream skin toner, this may be a good option for that. It was so difficult to compare these. I'm content with this list. I didn't go into it with any preconceived opinion. I really just wanted this to be as authentic as possible. I am also very indecisive, so it's challenging for me to do this, but I like it. Keeps my brain going. Let me know what your favorites are from this list. Let me know if you agree with this ranking. Let me know what products you love at the moment, what milky toners you are currently using, and which ones I should try next, because I'm always trying out new skincare products. You all recommend some of the best skincare products to me, and have introduced me to equalrxn, which is a top pick from this list. So thank you all for continuing to support me. I appreciate you all so much. I feel like words cannot even describe how I feel. So thank you. If you liked this video and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe because I post new ones every week, and I will see you all in the next video.